Hi everybody. I had one of those let's try this and see if it works moments. So I figured I would just go ahead and turn on the camera and we can see together if this is going to work or not. But I'm thinking of an alternate Gelli Plate, an alternative, because they are not inexpensive. And but they are so much fun. So I thought I would see if this would be a good economical alternative to getting the Gelli Plate, and just figured I'd bring you along for the ride. I have some of the adhesive craft foam. It might be 6x9 or yeah, it's probably 6x9 or close to that. So I took 2 sheets and just butted them up together and taped on the back here, and took 2 more sheets on the top, so I actually have 4 pieces of it layered and stuck together on this. And I have a piece of transparency film, and I'm just going to set that on there. And I guess there's enough static in the transparency, it actually doesn't slide around that much, so that's pretty cool. First things first, I discovered this, because my hands get so much paint on them when I use the Gelli Plate, and this stuff is freaking awesome. I obviously still get paint on my hands, but it's so much easier to get off. So I got that on Amazon. There are other brands and stuff, but this was the most economical, and it works really well. So I just grabbed one color of paint. I have my brayer. I have some cardstock. Let me do just a rolly sheet here, a couple of stencils, and I'm going to try just paint first, because I'm sure it'll be fine for the first layer, but I don't know how well it will work to pick up the ghost print or the second print after the stencil is lifted. So I'm going to do it with just paint first, and if it looks like the ghost, picking up the ghost was a fail, then I'll do another one and I'll add some acrylic glazing medium to the paint when I brayer it out, and that extends the open time of the paint. Alrighty, so let's see what happens. So I'm just gonna put some of this out onto the transparency and brayer it out. Not going to worry about covering the whole thing, since this is just a test. And if it gets onto your craft foam, not a big deal. Going to lay my stencil down. Grab a piece of cardstock. And the reason I have the 2 layers of craft foam is to give it a little bit of give underneath the paint. Because if I were doing this one just this wood table, it might be a little more difficult to get something in there. Okay, well it's not real clean. But let's see, let me just lay it down again. I don't care if it's lined up or not. Try to get in those circles. Even though I can't see them, this might be better on just plain printer paper rather than cardstock. Okay, so that's that. And let's see if we can get the ghost print. And this is actually a paper stencil, so it's grabbed up some of the paint. It's kind of light, but it did pick it up. Yeah, it looks like it's getting some texture in it, and that might be the difference using the transparency and the Gelli Plate. The Gelli Plate is going to be pretty smooth, so I mean maybe the plastic is kind of reacting to it a little bit. I'm just going to get a baby wipe and see if that works to clean it. And then we'll try it with the glazing medium. Okay, not trying to be perfect here, but the baby wipe does clean it. I should probably grab a paper towel and dry it off so that there's no interference. Okay, and as you can see, I've already got paint on my hands. That didn't take long. Okay, so I'm going to add some of the glazing medium. Do some more paint. That is kind of mixed up. Yeah, there might be texture too because my brayer is totally not clean. Try a different stencil here. I'm just rubbing my fingers in, trying to pick up inside the stencil. Deli paper would probably work really well using this method because it is thin. But my deli paper's upstairs. But that's something you can try if you want to have a go at it. Cardstock probably not the best thing to use with this. But hey, we're just trying it out. See if it's a feasible alternative. Okay, obviously I've kind of made a mess in the corners, but yeah, I mean if you're not looking for something precise, this could be a fun thing to even add to some of your existing jelly prints if you have them. I've got too much paint down in that corner, but yeah, that's it's actually pretty awesome. Cool texture. Deli paper will probably work fantastic. What the heck? Let's just see if I can get another one. And this is what using the acrylic glazing liquid along with the paint. Very light, but it's there. So yeah, I would say with some differences, it is definitely a viable alternative to the Gelli Plate. And what's really cool is you could make almost any size or shape that you wanted. Because the Gelli Plates do come in a variety of sizes, rectangles, squares, circles. So if you just wanted to play with something temporarily, yeah, if you wanted a circle for something specific but didn't necessarily want to spend the money, then this could be a great alternative for you. Yeah, I mean, any piece of, I mean, this is transparency films, but probably any piece of acetate that you have, I mean, if you have, as long as it's flat and smooth, yeah, if you have some plastic packaging, that you can recycle it doing this. And this would be a good way to see if you even like the process of jelly printing at all before you make the investment in the Gelli Plates. I had actually made a Gelli Plate beforehand. I think I used the Frugal Crafter's recipe for making it. Because I wanted to make sure it was something I was going to enjoy before I made the investment in the Gelli Plate. This is way easier than making a Gelli Plate, trust me. And less expensive. I mean, craft foam is so cheap, and we all have some kind of clear plastic from packaging or whatever hanging around that we can play with. Okay, so yeah, if you decide to give it a try, I would love to see what you come up with on your own, and how well it may or may not have worked for you. I've got all this paint on my hands just from this simple thing. Imagine when I get into it for the evening. But at least I'll be able to wash it off easily. Okay, terrific. Let me know what you think, or if you give it a try, and if it did or did not work for you. And yeah, just have some fun with it. So thanks so much for watching. I will see you soon. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.